South Korea's opposition parties have submitted a motion to impeach President Yoon Suk Yeol, this after his short-lived declaration of martial law overnight. South Korea's parliament imposed a ban on all defense officials and police from entering the National Assembly building. Yoon imposed martial law, vowing to eliminate anti-state forces as he struggled against an opposition that controls parliament and that he accuses of sympathizing with communist North Korea. This move plunged the country into its deepest turmoil in its modern democratic history. A fleet of tanks, armored vehicles were mobilized as thousands flooded the streets. The move was immediately denounced by the opposition and the leader of Yoon's own party. Lawmakers jumped fences and tussled with security forces so they could reach the parliament and vote to overturn the law. Yoon backed down after 190 lawmakers managed to get into the assembly and unanimously voted to oppose the martial law. Under the constitution, martial law must be lifted when a majority in parliament demands it. While announcing his plan to lift martial law, Yoon continued to criticize parliament's attempts to impeach key government officials and senior prosecutors and lawmakers.
I request that the Parliament immediately ceases the reckless actions that are paralyzing the functions of the state, such as repeated impeachment, legislative manipulation and budget manipulation.
The U-turn prompted celebrations among protesters outside Parliament who had been braving the freezing temperatures. The president's surprising move harkened back to an era of authoritarian leaders that the country had not seen since the 1980s. Meanwhile, despite South Korea being a major ally for the United States in Asia, Washington said it was not given advance notice of Yoon's plan to impose martial law. We are relieved President Yoon has reversed course on his concerning declaration of martial law and respected the ROK National Assembly's vote to end it. That's what a National Security Council spokesperson said.
기본적으로 헌법에 보장된 황당무계한 코미디 수준의 지명들을 기억해야만 할 것입니다. 이제 우리가 할 일은 하나입니다.
On the other hand, UK and Japan said they were closely monitoring the developments. China, a key ally of North Korea, urged its nationals in the south to stay calm and exercise caution. For more on this, we were earlier joined by Dr. Robert Edwin Kelly from Busan. He is a professor of political science at the Busan National University. This is what he had to say. Listen to this.
Yeah, I think he has to resign. I mean, in a democratic system, you just can't do this. I mean, I don't know. Donald Trump tried to overthrow the U.S. government and got reelected. So I don't know. Maybe Yoon thinks he can do something like that, right? But I mean, in a functioning democratic system, if you try to declare martial law, particularly for petty reasons like you can't get the budget you want, he should resign. And that's already what you're seeing, right? You're seeing labor unions and protesters and the left-wing parties in South Korea all demanding that he resign. His approval rating is under 20%, so he has no strong public backing to help keep him in office to overcome this. I don't see how he can stay in office at this point. If he decides to stay, he'll almost certainly face impeachment. South Korea already went through an impeachment 7 years ago, and they did it successfully without street violence or anything like that. So South Korea actually has experience impeaching presidents. It would be a shame for South Korea's stability if it had to impeach 2 presidents in less than a decade, but I just don't see what alternative there is at this point.
For latest news, download the WION app and subscribe to our YouTube channel.